Do's. Here are things to do as recommended by Patty and Cherie. So we'll put them up. Let's talk about the first one. Do be honest with your profile and use a current photo.
And make sure it's your photo, not somebody else's.
All right.
So don't lie about your age or height and so on. They'll find out when they meet.
Yeah, I would also say try to pick out something. Online profiles tend to be sort of, they all start looking the same after a while.
Sure.
Try to highlight something really unique. You just came back from a backpacking trip in Guatemala. You just learned how to cook. Try to make your profile stand out.
Got it.
You want to find a combination. You want an accurate photo, but at the same time, you want a photo that makes you look good. But yeah, showing up on a date and the person not showing at all, not looking at all like their photograph is kind of like...
You look nothing like Angelina Jolie.
Yeah,
the second point that we had up there that we want to discuss as we're going through these, do read the person's profile thoroughly. If it looks too good to be true, you're saying it probably is.
It probably is,
Okay.
yeah. They're not going to write the honest truth. I mean, given the opportunity to embellish, people will. Right?
And why do we want to talk to these folks before we meet them in person, Patty?
I mean, what I always say is you definitely want to do a bit of preliminary screening, and if you want to talk to them on the phone, that's definitely one idea. Another idea is, you know, perhaps meet them, but meet them in a public place, maybe at a Starbucks.
Sure.
What I think you want to avoid is meeting somebody late at night that you haven't met before. Remember that in online dating there isn't any screening. Nobody's meeting the matches for you. So be a little bit cautious, and if you want to talk on the phone and that makes you feel more comfortable, great. But if you want to also do something during the day at a Starbucks, then I think that can be a nice approach.
Okay. Let's get to our list of don'ts, though. Unfortunately, we're running a little short on time. So here we go with your list of don'ts. Start us off, Cherie, with don't stalk or creep the online accounts of the person you're pursuing.
That's right. Nobody wants to feel stalked, no matter whether they're online or in person, right?
What do you mean about, like, do you think in terms of...
Watching all their activity.
Well, it's not... I see.
Looking at how long they're on, that sort of thing.
Yeah, because at times you want to find as much about them as possible, but there's a line, you know? Like, you don't want that person's mom going, guess who was here for lunch today? What? Second point that we want to talk about is don't waste hours texting someone you don't know.
Yeah, I would say texting or emailing. I think in online dating, sometimes you can get trapped into this thing of sort of coming to think that the profile is the person. Ultimately, to really know if you have chemistry, you do actually have to meet somebody in person. So avoid spending days and weeks sending 100 emails because you may show up and there might be no chemistry. On the other hand, you know, somebody's profile or photo might not be exactly what you're looking for, but then you meet them and their sense of humor. Chemistry actually happens when you meet somebody in person. And so, yes, take suitable precautions, especially if you're doing the free online dating sites. But I always say, meet somebody in person, grab a coffee. And I think if you have chemistry, there'll be plenty of time to send email.